The one daily habit that separates rich people from everyone else. You think rich people wake up and grind harder than you. You think they hustle more, sleep less, answer more emails, and crush more meetings. That's the lie you've been sold, and it's keeping you broke. Because if you actually study the calendars of the wealthiest people alive, Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, Oprah, you'll find something strange, something almost offensive to the hustle culture you've been drowning in. They do less, on purpose, every single day. There is one habit they share, one daily practice that quietly separates people who build real wealth from people who spend their entire lives chasing it. It costs nothing. It takes under an hour. And 95% of people refuse to do it because it looks like laziness from the outside. Stay with me, because once you see it, you cannot unsee it. I'm not going to sugarcoat this. If you're constantly busy and still broke, the problem isn't your effort. It's what your effort is pointed at. Most people confuse motion with progress, and that confusion has a price tag. Here's what's coming. 5 truths about the one habit rich people protect like oxygen. By the end, you'll know what it is, why it works, and exactly how to install it into your life, starting tomorrow. Let's get into it. 1. The habit is thinking time. You already think you think. You don't. What you do is react to notifications, to Slack pings, to whatever your brain last panicked about in the shower. That's not thinking. That's static. Warren Buffett famously sits in his office for hours, doing nothing but reading and thinking. His partner Charlie Munger called it sit on your ass investing. Bill Gates takes 2 think weeks a year, alone, in a cabin, no phone, just books and a notebook. Jeff Bezos blocks his mornings for what he calls puttering. These are the richest men on the planet, and their calendars are emptier than yours. The habit is deliberate, unstructured thinking time. Every single day. No input, no phone, no podcast in your ears pretending to be productivity. Just you, a notebook, and your own mind. Here's what to do. Tomorrow morning, before you open any app, sit with a blank page for 20 minutes. Write down every problem currently on your mind, and then write what you'd do about each one if you had unlimited courage. That's it. That's the habit. 2. Busy is a drug. Most people are addicted to busy because busy feels like progress. It isn't. It's a sedative. Busy lets you avoid the one question that actually builds wealth. Am I working on the right thing? Psychologists call this productive procrastination, doing shallow, easy tasks to avoid the deep, scary ones that would actually change your life. In plain English, you answer 40 emails because writing the business plan terrifies you. You reorganize your desk because launching the thing is harder than tidying around it. Rich people figured out that the most expensive thing you can do is be busy on the wrong things. Thinking time is how they find the right things. Try this. At the end of every week, ask yourself one question. What did I actually move forward this week? If the honest answer is, I was busy, you wasted the week. Write it down anyway. The discomfort is the point. 3. Your best ideas arrive in silence. Ever notice how your sharpest ideas come in the shower, on a walk, right before you fall asleep? That's not an accident. Neuroscientists call it the default mode network, the part of your brain that only switches on when you stop consuming input. It's where insight lives. But here's the problem. You've killed your default mode network. Every quiet moment, you reach for your phone. Waiting in line, phone, elevator, phone, peeing, phone. That you've filled every gap where big ideas used to show up, and then you wonder why you feel creatively dead. Darwin walked the same path in his garden every day for 40 years. He called it his thinking path. That's where the theory of evolution got refined. Not in a lab, on a walk, alone. Do this. Take one 30-minute walk every day with no phone, no earbuds, no input. Just walk. Your brain will panic for the first 10 minutes. Then it will start handing you answers you didn't know it had. 4. Schedule it or lose it. You won't stumble into thinking time. The world is engineered to prevent it. Every app on your phone is designed by teams of PhDs to hijack the exact quiet minutes you need to build wealth. You're not weak, you're outgunned, so the only defense is structural. Rich people don't try to think. They block it on the calendar like a board meeting. It's sacred. It doesn't get moved for a client, a call, or a crisis. Gates blocks weeks. Buffett blocks 80% of his day. Most people can't block 20 minutes. See the gap? Open your calendar right now. Create a recurring event called thinking. Make it 30 minutes, 5 days a week. Put it at the same time every day, ideally first thing, before the world starts making demands on you. Protect it, like rent. 5. Act on what you hear. Here's where most people mess this up. They start thinking. They fill notebooks. They journal, reflect, brainstorm, and then do nothing different. Thinking without action is just expensive daydreaming. Now, the whole point of thinking time is to hear what you already know. Deep down, you know what you should quit. You know what you should start. You know which relationship is draining you and which skill would change your income in a year. Silence just lets you hear it clearly. Then you have to act, fast, because insight has a shelf life. It rots within 48 hours of being ignored. Here's the rule. Every thinking session ends with one written sentence. The single thing I will do in the next 48 hours because of what I just realized. One thing, not 10. And you do it. Even if it's messy, even if it's small, especially if it's scary. You don't have a productivity problem. You have a clarity problem. And well, every person who built serious wealth figured out the same thing. The person who thinks clearly for 30 minutes a day will outperform the person who hustles blindly for 14. Your edge isn't your effort. It's your ability to hear yourself over the noise. The habit is thinking time. Busy is a drug. Quit it. Your best ideas arrive in silence. Make room for it. Schedule the habit or lose it. And whatever you hear in the quiet, act on it within 48 hours. The rich aren't richer because they do more. They're richer because they finally got quiet enough to hear what the rest of us are drowning out. If you're tired of being busy and broke, start tomorrow. 20 minutes, blank page, no phone. That's the whole experiment. If this hit something in you, hit subscribe, because everything on this channel is built to help you stop running and start building. And before you close this, tell me in the comments, what's the one thought you keep avoiding? Write it down there. That's step 1.